Hello, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share, give a thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Pass it on if you believe someone else would benefit from it. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. The narcissist loves a good sob story, but not for the reasons you think. So when you awakened, if you were anything like me, you told some people, and 5 years, almost 6 years after the fact, here and there, most of the time, it's like random strangers. I will broach the subject lightly, but shortly after I awakened, I began to speak this emphatically to people that I believe not only I could entrust to believe me, but who would genuinely care, be concerned, and be interested in it in a healthy way. To all of those facts, I believed I was wrong. But we're talking about the narcissist loving a good sob story. And some of these people who I had spoken to pretty candidly about what I had experienced by way of the narcissist, the covert narcissist that I married, in stark detail, they were sponging. They were sponges. They absorbed it. But looking back shortly thereafter or some time after, talking months, maybe a year or so, in some instances it was just only a few days, an epiphany came across me when I realized the very people I had spoken to, being that I was becoming aware and educated and in tune with my vibration, there was this little nudging that was saying, you just spoke and gave your sob story to the very enemy that you got away from. You'll often tell people what you've been through, and you'll very well be talking to the same thing that you got away from. You will be talking about a narcissist to a narcissist. And so when those epiphanies came, I knew that I needed to, up my game as far as being a little more discretionative, working on myself, introspecting a lot more, isolating a lot more, getting this information and resisting the temptation to want to share it. I want to say needlessly, thinking in the back of my mind that I was doing these people a favor. And in many ways I was, because the narcissist loves a good sob story. And this is another reason why they love a good sob story, because when you begin to tell them what you've gone through, they salivate like dogs. When you give a dog a good meal and you see him go to town, and you've had this dog for years, and a meal is a meal, you would think, but you get that dog a certain meal, just like this conversation you give to that narcissist unawares, you being unawares that you're giving this information to a narcissist, about a narcissist. This is how they salivate. They salivate foam from the mouth. You can't see it visually, but this is what they're doing internally. Just like that dog. He knows when you bring him that Alpo for a special occasion, for his birthday or a treat, he goes to town, and here you are laughing, oh, he loves this, he loves this. This is how the narcissist looks at you. They're excited inside that you're giving up the goods, and secondly, they are ecstatic that you're in pain, that you're suffering. So they love a good sob story, and they will eat it up. And you've done something else. You've actually now compiled your ops count against you. That word they use in the street, you don't hear it anymore, the ops. These young kids, everybody's an op. Everybody's an opposition. And this is narcissism. Our generation now, they are narcissism or narcissists on steroids. The adult narcissists are breeding these entities, these animalistic humans. Society is breeding them and endorsing it, endorsing bad behavior. You know, you don't have to be a model citizen to actually walk in your purpose, do pretty much whatever you damn well please in society to a degree without making a lot of noise, without causing a lot of chaos. You can do that, I think, in a free society. But that's not enough for narcissists. They can't leave well enough alone. They can't just do a little bit of obnoxious stuff, to which I think a lot of us can be obnoxious sometimes. But the narcissist does a lot of obnoxious stuff. And I've spoken about this in times past. I got about 650 videos, and I've spoken about in times past, before I awakened to narcissistic personality disorder, abuse, and the disorder itself. I too would do obnoxious things, but because I grew into a society, matrix society, and people will wind you up and say, you know, hey, Machismo, he's silly. And this is what people would do because they need you to be their entertainment. They see you coming a mile away. Oh, here come crazy Machismo. He's about to do something. Oh, he's so crazy. She's so crazy. Do it again. And this is what they like, a narcissist, because they don't have any ideas of their own. They need spectacles. They need excitement all the time, every moment of the day. Because if you catch a narcissist sitting over in the cut, quiet, let's say a covert or even an overt, they're all the same when you break it down, you peel back the layers. That secluded, off to themselves narcissists, you will see a gloom on their face. You will see a look on their face, or their disposition or their countenance would look like they got one foot in the grave. And this is when they're decomposing right in front of you. This is when a lot of people say they're basically falling apart because they've either lost a supply or there's no fun going on, and somebody is caught up to their evil ways. It could be this can be multiple things. But when you catch this glimpse of them sitting off when everybody else, and it should be an exciting, like say at a party, if you notice the focus is not on them and you look over, you'll find yourself gravitating over there because you're concerned and you're like, hey, what's going on? Oh, nothing. And that nothing turns into this, that, and the other, because what they're doing, they're drawing off of your empathy. They need you to care about lifting them back up. You're their seeing eye dog. Without you, they don't know where the hell they're going, guys. There is so many complexities to a narcissist, but once you stay in tune and educated and elevated on your vibration, a lot of this is child's play, because they all do the same thing. So just remember, a narcissist loves a sob story, but not for what you think. That being said, bless.